Alrighty, so right here in this box, we have the unreleased brand new dirt jumper from Ari Bikes. I'm so psyched to have my hands on this thing, and I have not even opened up the box yet to take a look. So we'll be getting our first look at the frame here in the video. And over here, we have our parts for the build. So we have a red Bomber DJ. We got some race face wheels with some silver hubs. And to tie the red silver theme together, we have a silver stem, some red stem bolts, and some red rotor bolts. I think it's gonna look really nice. So let's open up this box and see what we're getting ourselves into.
Waking up, feeling like the thankful one. Count up my ones, lacing up my favorite ones. One of a kind, one of one, the only one. Got one shot and one chance to take it one. Mama on the forehead before I get the cold red. Cause I was born bred to go in. Toast ready, swing by 410. Beef patty, cornbread. In the concrete jungle where my home is. All get focused, all rage your toast is. For nickname, Mr. King to do the most is. I was living down bad in my folks' crib. Now I'm laughing to the bank and the joke is. Did more things than folks did or folks get. We been getting this fly since some po kids. My rich friends and my broke friends coexist. They love the mix and we know what it is.
And just like that, we've got the frame unboxed, and the raw alloy finish of this thing is looking so sharp in my opinion. For a few features that I'm liking the looks of, we've got some pre-drilled gyro tabs, which is always great to see, pressed in headset cups, which is my preference on how to do a headset for a dirt jumper. And in the back here, we have a really awesome chain tensioner system that off my first look here, I think is gonna work really well. So to start off this build on the new Ari 801 dirt jumper, we're gonna have to figure out which gyro we want to run. And thankfully, we've got options because this thing comes with pressed in headset cups and pre-drilled gyro tabs. So we can run something like the Tidal gyro, which is installed underneath that top headset cup, or we could run a BMX style gyro that's gonna use the pre-drilled tabs. So we're gonna dig through some of the parts I have kicking around and figure out what's gonna work best for this frame. Here's a look at the miscellaneous gyro parts I had kicking around. So we have an Odyssey lever we can use, and we have a full Tidal G1 gyro setup. So great to have all those parts, and we've got some Tidal cables here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this Tidal gyro plate, we're gonna pop out that top headset cup and install that underneath to get our gyro tabs. Now, as mentioned earlier, what I love about this frame is it's got the pre-drilled tabs and a top headset cup, so you can run either a Tidal gyro or a traditional BMX style gyro. So great for Ari to be giving you that flexibility. Now, there is one crucial piece missing from this gyro setup, and that is a brake caliper. I wrongly assumed a bike shop would have one in stock. That wasn't the case, so I've overnighted one. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, which is Sunday. This build needs to be done by Monday for this video to go live. So fingers crossed it shows up, but let's go ahead, toss the fork on, and get this build started.
Miss Man, no, I stand so proud and watch you white as shine. The television crowd was made for you. I remember watching stars fall in the field. So come back for me when like you swore to live this time. I'll be standing where I stood, be against some kids that could. Miss May, now that was years ago, and I'm calling cold to the city's bar.
Quick build check-in now. So we got the cockpit set up and the fork installed and everything is looking great. Really stoked on the red stem bolts, and we're starting to get the gyro set up now as well. For the grips, we're gonna do something kind of cool. So we've got the Race Face Chester grips. Here's one pair with gray rubber and black clamps. Here's another pair with red clamps and black rubber. So I'm gonna combine the two and do the red clamp on the gray grip. I think it's gonna look really sick with the silver frame and the red fork. So let's get that put together and slap on these grips. So just keeping it real with you guys, somehow out of all the different bottom bracket tools I own, I didn't have the right tool to do the job. So the old rag and vice grips had to come out. And honestly, if you do this and are really careful, you can do a really good job. You can barely even tell that I had a wrench on there. So definitely not the ideal way to do the job, but if you're in a pinch, you can get by doing it this way. But it's not an official recommendation from me, but just wanted to keep it real with all you guys. Cranks are mounted up and looking good. And to finish this off on the non-drive side, instead of using this gold piece of hardware, I'm actually going to steal a black version of the same piece from the set of XT cranks. And then I'll put this gold one in this box and in a random bike build down the road. It'll surprise me. And speaking of non-drive side crank hardware here, I've actually got some silver titanium bolts that I just remembered I had that are gonna be a perfect replacement for those bolts right there. So let's go ahead, install all this hardware. It's gonna tie the build together really well.
Everywhere, everything. Wanna love you to prefer for the words to eat till our fingers decompose. Keep my hand in yours.
Non-drive side crank arm looking so clean. So now let's go ahead, toss some tires on these wheels, and this build is going to be just about wrapped up. So I was going to go with these DTH tan walls from Maxxis on this 801 dirt jumper, but now that it's all coming together, I think I'm just going to do some standard black sidewalls. But let me know down in the comments if you think I'm making the wrong decision. It is now Sunday, and I'm happy to report the disc brake caliper did show up on time, so thankfully that overnight shipping worked out. So now let's toss this bike up in the stand and finish off this build. installed and the gyro is feeling minty. Really like the way that these red rotor bolts tie together with the red crimp on the brake line there. And now we've got a complete bicycle.
Tastes like snow when you blow so your nose like an overflow. Oh, you say it's low, always ready to go. It's not a fork in the road, I can overflow.
So there's your first look at the new Ari 801 dirt jump bike. I am pumped on how this build came together and I can't wait to ride it. If you'd like a bit more information about the frame, there is a pre-order page on their website which has the geometry chart and a bit more information, but this bike is technically not officially launched yet, but that will be coming soon and I'll be sharing some more information as soon as I have it here on the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and please consider subscribing for more builds like this in the future, and we'll see you next week. Peace.